Hi, this is Lisa Rangel with Chameleon Resumes, a premier executive resume writing company, and thank you so much for joining me today. So today we're going to talk about 3 uncommon ways you can prepare for the next hiring season. As fall comes up, hiring picks up. Everyone's coming back from the summer, the pools close, the vacations are over, everybody gets back to work around the country and even in many places around the globe come late August, September. So what can you do to prepare? And these are, not the standard, get your resume ready, get your profile ready, contact your network. Like that we know, you hear that ad nauseum from experts, including myself, year round. So that's more of a year round issue. These are also year round, but particularly if you haven't been taking care of your career and preparing yourself for the next season, now's the time to do these next 3 uncommon ways. And by doing them, because they're uncommon, most people don't do them, you will be ahead of the pack. So the first uncommon way for you to prepare for this upcoming hiring season is know your micro market. Now, based on not only your industry, but your profession and the location where you either are working, want to work, or are living, if that's different. Know the microeconomy of those 3 things, of your geography preferences, of your profession, and of your industry. Some industries, professions, geographies have expanding economies and the demand for talent is very high. Others have contracting economies, and so there's a flood of candidates that are available and competition is extremely fierce. So each market has its pros and cons and a different strategy in which to approach it. And you cannot treat all job searches the same way you can't treat all recruiting assignments the same, right? You have to look at what's the microeconomy of that particular job, of that particular environment, location, and of that particular industry. So know those parameters for your particular microeconomy. So this way you can come up with the best strategy possible and know what you're up against and know how to compete. The second most uncommon thing that you can do, well, not the most uncommon, it's second uncommon action you can take that will put you ahead of the pack to get ready for this upcoming hiring season is make sure you look beyond your reputation circle. Often when I talk to executives, I say to them, okay, once you have a brand new shiny resume and profile, what's your plan? Who do you plan on reaching out to? They're like, oh, my network. Again, great place to start. But most people, even those with prolific networks, are usually going to be exhausting their networks within about 2, 3, 4 weeks, if not sooner for most people. So what are you going to do beyond that? And my challenge to you then is to look beyond your reputation sphere. What industries, what professions, what contacts within those industries and professions, I should say, are places where you are going to reach out to people you don't know. Look beyond. So the second most uncommon thing you can do in your getting ready for the upcoming hiring season is to look beyond your reputation sphere. Because when you go beyond that reputation, where your reputation's preceding you, and you go beyond that, where your reputation isn't preceding you, that's where a ton of opportunity lies. And yes, you're going to have to compete more readily for it. You are going to have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations and reach out to people you don't know and cultivate new relationships. But I'm telling you, if you're willing and able to do it, and most likely you're able, it's really about willingness. So if you're willing to do it and you take those risks, there's going to be a whole plethora of activity there that you haven't had before. You didn't even know existed. You didn't know. So most people won't go beyond their reputation sphere. And if you do, you will have uncommon results. And the third uncommon activity that you can do to prepare for this next hiring season is, do you look recruitable and retainable? Do not underestimate marketing of yourself. Either if you are happily working and don't want to move, still ask yourself if your internal hiring managers, your boss, do you look retainable? And then, because obviously if you don't look retainable, they're going to start questioning why they have you. And the second is, do you look recruitable? Because if you are retainable and you also look recruitable, even if you don't want to look, okay? Again, you're not advertising that you're looking for a job, you're not being arrogant in any way, shape, or form, but if on paper and on your profile, you look like you could be attracted away or people would want to recruit you, they're going to make an effort to keep you. They're going to be more concerned about keeping you. They don't want and obviously this is in addition to you have to be able to do your job well and all those things, but I'm talking about on top of that, have the marketing that supports the idea that you are worth keeping and you could be recruited. Because when you are worth keeping and could be recruited, that's when companies work to keep you. It's when raises happen, promotions happen, activity to retain you is exerted, because you look worth it, and they don't want to lose you because you look like you could be recruited. So don't underestimate the marketing of yourself. Don't underestimate your branding. Do not underestimate yourself being portrayed in this marketplace, even if you're not looking. Obviously, if you're looking, it's even more important to make sure you're paying attention to your branding. But if you are not looking, it's even something to consider, because you don't want to look like you're not investing yourself. You don't want to look like you're not worth retaining. And you certainly don't want to look so comfortable that your employer thinks nobody is going to recruit you. Because if they think you're stuck, they won't work to retain you because they think you're not going anywhere. And it shouldn't work that way, right? Absolutely should not be the case. Loyalty should be rewarded. You may not like what I'm saying, but it's true. So I'm just saying accept it and now look the part as the best way to advance your career. So if you found a lot of this interesting and new to you, then I'm going to encourage you to join me for my next free session about how to work with executive recruiters, and go to workwithexecrecruiters.com and you'll be able to register for the next session. If you like this video, I'm going to ask you to like it. If you know someone who won't know these points that I brought up today, I'm going to ask you to share it so they can learn these points that you just found maybe interesting. If you have a question or a comment, feel free to DM me. Feel free to email me at lr@chameleonresumes.com or comment below. I do my best to read and reply to every email, comment, and DM. And subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to my channel here, so this way if you do not miss next week's video and upcoming training session announcements that I have. So I look forward to seeing you next week. I look forward to your questions and your thoughts. I definitely look forward to your comments. Make sure you comment below whether you agree with or disagree with me. I definitely love the conversation. So have a great day and look forward to seeing you soon.